Today, we can never know if what we're about to watch will be a hit or a flop. TV just isn't the same as it used to be. It's often dragged out, long episodes, long waiting periods between seasons, and more often than not, TV is just an extended movie. So when I turned on the studio, I did not know quite what I was getting myself into. And boy, I was surprised. Not only is this show amazing, an instant classic, and one of my favorite shows of all time, but it is comedy, satire, and all-round TV at its finest. Now there's so much detail in the studio that this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or even 9-minute video? Well, we'll see after editing. But anyway, this video itself isn't enough to talk about the studio at all. Just quickly want to mention though, how is a phone company making some of the best TV shows these days? Ted Lasso, Shrinking, Severance. They just can't stop with the hits. Let's start with the plot. Seth Rogen stars as the newly appointed head of a movie studio. Desperate for celebrity approval, he and his executive team at Continental Studios must juggle corporate demands with creative ambitions as they try to keep movies alive and relevant. The first thing I think of is the franchise. You may or may not know this, but the franchise was a flop. It's about the crew of an unloved franchise movie fighting for their place in a savage and unruly cinematic universe. Cool concept, hard to execute. Cancelled after season 1. So already the studio is playing on a similar concept, in a way, making fun of what goes on in Hollywood production. This is a risk, could have easily ended up like the franchise, but what did it do differently? It made the audience laugh, hooked, and eager for more. No. But seriously, it explores the corporate side of the film industry, showing the little decisions and politics within a studio. It draws on both Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg's real-life experiences, as well as studio execs they know. How can you go wrong when the master of comedy makes fun of himself? Now let's talk about the timing of the studio. This show has come out at the time where Hollywood is in a rough spot. Film studios are struggling to bring audiences back into the cinema, when the time with live-action remakes, sequels, reboots, and focuses on franchise growth. Original films are struggling to make a profit, however they do critically. Studios are playing it safe, only making movies they are sure will be box office successful. Well, that's not going well as the general audience are sick of this. And this is where we start comparing to the studio. Starting with the very first episode, they immediately highlight this. The main character, Matt, only has the job because he agreed to make a live-action Kool-Aid movie, compromising himself as he wants to make Oscar-worthy films. Each episode can be watched on its own. The show takes you back to the days with episodic sitcoms. You sit for 20 minutes, you laugh, and very easily watch another episode, but you can also move on. This is the strength of the show, as it can only be done due to how high the quality of each episode is. This actually makes it rewatchable, something generally missing from TV today, and I believe it contributes to the success of the show. Now moving on to the production. The camera work is insane. It's so high quality with shots that are so magnificent to look at. They even have a whole episode which is a one-up. It was risky but paid off as everyone in the team is so incredible. The characters have distinct personalities and all have their moment to shine. They all feel relatable and human, which is something you don't often think about massive executives being. This is only pulled off because of the actors. They embody their characters so well. I mean, you'd hope so with the big name stars being Seth Rogen and Catherine Hahn, but all the others are just as good. Not to mention all the insane cameos from actors and directors like Dave Franco, Zac Efron, Zoe Kravitz, and even Martin Scorsese. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. They may be playing themselves, but they are playing what we can assume is a very exaggerated version, which make fun of all their big media moments, like Martin Scorsese's comments about Marvel and superhero movies being, well, not real cinema. The final thing I'm going to talk about today is the use of satire. This one might be a bit controversial as I've seen so much conversation about whether the studio is actually satire. The answer is yes. Satire literally means the use of humor, irony, exaggeration, and or ridicule to expose and criticize people's stupidity or vices, particularly in the context of contemporary politics and other topical issues. Now, I could ramble on, or I can say the simple point. After everything I've told you about the studio, I want you to answer this question. If it's not satire, what is it? The best example I'll give you is in probably my favorite episode, which was based on the Golden Globes. The whole premise is Matt trying to be mentioned in Zoe Kravitz's speech. They mock him, they expose his stupidity, they use humor, exaggeration, irony, and criticism in this issue. It's almost as if all those words are in the definition of satire. Anyways, if you haven't yet checked out the show, I've barely begun to talk about how amazing it is, everything it just has in it, all the small details, and I promise you, I'll talk more about it. I might even break down each episode. So please, go watch it. I didn't even mention it's also Emmy nominated now. I'm sure that's a sign it's incredible, right? And if you're new here, please like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts. I'm keen to discuss the show with all of you. My goal on this channel is to highlight the shows and movies that no one really talks about but deserve attention. That being said, I will definitely do the big ones too, but that's not my focus. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day.